Scorpio, listen closely. September 23rd is not just another date you flip past on the calendar. It is the night when the Black Moon rises, a cosmic event so rare, so charged with hidden energy that it reaches straight into your soul and demands you face the truth you've been avoiding. This is not ordinary astrology. This is prophecy, and it carries a message written in the stars, carved in the shadows, and sealed in your destiny. The universe has prepared 3 soul tests for you, tests you cannot ignore, tests you cannot escape. They are not punishments, they are not accidents, they are the exact trials that will either break you or awaken you. Fail them, and the cost is heavy. You could lose the blessings that are already circling your life, opportunities slipping away, relationships breaking apart, money flowing through your fingers like sand. The Black Moon does not play gentle. It rips away illusions. It takes what is not meant for you, and it leaves you staring at the raw truth of who you are. But pass these tests, Scorpio, and everything changes. The chains come off. The roadblocks collapse. Suddenly, doors swing wide open. Wealth you never thought possible. Love that feels like it was written before time began. And destiny that lifts you above every shadow you've ever fought. And here's the truth about you, Scorpio. You were not built for an ordinary life. You are the sign of transformation, of death and rebirth, of shadows turned into fire. You carry the sting of the scorpion, the eyes of the eagle, and the unstoppable will of the phoenix. The Black Moon knows this, and that is exactly why it has chosen you for this moment. On September 23rd, the energy of the Black Moon will collide with your sign in a way that forces you to step forward or step back. There is no middle ground, no safe zone, no comfort left to hide in. The universe is saying, you, Scorpio, are you ready to claim the destiny written for you? Or will you turn away and let fear steal everything that is already yours? Because make no mistake, this night is not a test of chance, it is a test of choice, your choice. Stay with me until the very end, because in the next few minutes I will reveal the 3 exact soul tests you will face under the Black Moon's shadow. You need to know them, because if you step into September 23rd blind, the universe will show no mercy. But if you walk in with awareness, if you understand the traps, and if you choose courage over fear, then this Black Moon does not destroy you, it crowns you. So Scorpio, lean in. Your prophecy begins now. The Black Moon is one of the most feared, misunderstood, and hidden forces in astrology. Most people know about the full moon. It shines, it reveals, it exposes what was kept in the dark. The full moon is dramatic, bright, and impossible to ignore. But the Black Moon, it is its opposite. It does not reveal, it conceals. It does not shine, it cloaks. Instead of showing you what you already know, it forces you to confront what you've been running from, what you've buried deep inside, what you've denied in silence. Think of it this way, Scorpio. When the full moon calls attention to the surface, the Black Moon drags you into the shadows of your own soul. It does not deal in comfort, it deals in raw truth. It strips away every mask, every excuse, every illusion that you've wrapped around yourself, just to feel safe. And when it's done, there is no pretending left, only who you really are. That is why so many fear the Black Moon, because it doesn't flatter you, it doesn't reassure you, it doesn't give you soft light to guide your way. Instead it says, face this, face yourself, face the truth you've avoided for too long. And on September 23rd, that force points directly at you, Scorpio. The Black Moon's energy is aligned in such a way that your sign becomes the center of its intensity. You may already feel it building, the strange tension in the air, the restless energy in your chest, the sudden resurfacing of memories or desires you thought you'd buried. That is the Black Moon beginning to stir inside your life. But hear me clearly, it is not here to punish you. It is not here to break you. The Black Moon is not your enemy. It is your mirror. It is your test. Its entire purpose is to remove the lies you've been told and the lies you've told yourself, so that you can finally step into who you were meant to be. Scorpio, your nature is transformation. You are not meant to live a shallow life. You were born to shed skin after skin, to rise higher after every fall, to carry power that others can't even comprehend. But power like that only comes after fire. And the Black Moon is that fire. It will burn away false friends. It will destroy false hopes. It will shake loose false paths. At first, you may think you're losing, but in truth, you are being refined. Imagine gold in a furnace. At first, it melts. It suffers the heat. But in the end, the impurities are gone. What remains is stronger, purer, more valuable than ever before. That is exactly what this Black Moon intends for you, Scorpio. So when September 23rd arrives, don't resist the shadow. Step into it, because inside that shadow is the raw power you've been waiting for your whole life. The first soul test that the Black Moon lays before you, Scorpio, is power. And let's be honest, power has always been your shadow and your gift. You were born magnetic. People notice you even when you say nothing. You carry an aura that makes others lean in, pay attention, even feel intimidated without knowing why. Some signs have to beg for influence. It radiates from you naturally. But September 23rd is different. The Black Moon doesn't just hand you power, it tests how you use it. It pulls at your hunger. It whispers temptations. It puts you in situations where your strength, your ability to influence, even your intensity, will be challenged in ways that strip away all the masks. The test is simple, but brutal. Will you use your power to dominate, manipulate, and control? Or will you rise higher and use it to create, inspire, and lead? Here's the truth, Scorpio. When you misuse power, it backfires. You may win for a moment, but betrayal always follows. Jealousy brews. Enemies gather in the dark. What you built collapses under the weight of manipulation. This is the karmic law of power, and on September 23rd, the Black Moon will enforce it with precision. But when you master power, when you refuse to use it for ego and instead use it to lead with vision, to inspire others, to build instead of break, everything shifts. The universe opens doors you didn't even know existed. Suddenly, the recognition you craved flows to you effortlessly. Opportunities appear, influence spreads, and with it, unexpected financial breakthroughs arrive like lightning. Think about history's most unforgettable figures. The ones who left a legacy weren't always the loudest, the cruelest, or the most forceful. They were the ones who understood that true power doesn't come from fear. It comes from respect. It comes from vision. It comes from courage to rise above. Scorpio, the Black Moon, wants to see if you're ready for that level of power. You may be tested with situations where people try to provoke you, push your buttons, or challenge your authority. You may feel tempted to crush them, to dominate, to remind them that you're not someone to play with. That is your shadow calling. That is the trap. The higher choice? To pause, to channel your fire not into destruction, but into creation. To see conflict not as a threat, but as a chance to lead with strength, calm, and wisdom. If you do this, your power will not just grow, it will multiply. Let me make this clear. This test is not about whether you have power. You already do. It's about whether you can handle more without letting it consume you. Because if you pass this test, Scorpio, you step into the kind of influence that others dream about. Recognition from people in positions of authority, opportunities to expand financially, surprising doors that lift you into circles you never thought you'd enter. Even global influence becomes possible. But if you fail, if you let ego take over, if you choose domination instead of creation, then betrayal becomes unavoidable. Those closest to you may turn. Jealousy spreads like poison, and the very power you clung to will collapse in your hands. Scorpio, you have been through battles before. You've been betrayed. You've been underestimated. You've seen what happens when power is abused around you. That's why this test matters so much now, because the universe is giving you the chance to break the cycle, to use your natural intensity not to destroy, but to transform. Remember this: real leaders don't need to shout. Real power doesn't need to control. Real influence doesn't need to prove itself. It simply exists. And when you walk into a room with that kind of energy, everything bends toward you without resistance. The Black Moon is asking you, are you ready for that? Are you ready to carry power not as a weapon, but as a responsibility? Because if you are, then on September 23rd, when this first soul test unfolds, you won't just survive it, you'll rise above it. And in doing so, you'll open the first gate toward recognition, toward influence, and toward financial breakthroughs that are waiting just on the other side of your choice. The second soul test Scorpio must face under the Black Moon is desire. And this is where things get dangerous, because if power is your gift, desire is your weakness. You feel deeper than any other sign. Your passion is not casual, it's all or nothing. When you love with obsession. When you crave with fire. When you desire, it consumes you. That's what makes you magnetic. That's what makes people fall under your spell. But it's also what traps you in cycles that can destroy you if you're not careful. On September 23rd, the Black Moon will awaken those cravings. Suddenly, you may feel pulled towards someone you know is wrong for you. An old lover may return. A temptation you thought you buried could reappear. The fire will burn hot and the temptation will whisper, "Take it. You need it. You can't resist this." But here lies the trap. The temptation is to settle for someone, or something, that burns bright but destroys your peace. The kind of connection that thrills you at midnight but leaves you broken by morning. The kind of passion that feels fated but in truth is toxic. The kind of relationship where obsession replaces love, drama replaces joy, and chains replace freedom. Scorpio, you've been here before. You know what it feels like to lose yourself in someone else's intensity, only to realize too late that they drained you instead of fueling you. The Black Moon is bringing this test not to punish you, but to see if you've learned. The lesson is clear. True desire isn't about intensity, it's about alignment. Real love doesn't drain you, it nourishes you. Real passion doesn't destroy, it builds. Real intimacy doesn't chain your soul, it sets it free. And the test of September 23rd is whether you can tell the difference. Fail this test, and the cycle repeats. You stay trapped in heartbreak, constantly chasing highs that end in lows. You attract partners who mirror your shadows instead of your light. You get lost in the kind of relationships that feel like destiny, but are really karmic traps designed to hold you down. But past this test, everything changes. You attract not just love, but soulmate love. A connection that doesn't just excite you, it elevates you. A divine partnership where both of you grow, both of you rise, both of you fuel each other's destiny instead of holding it back. That's the difference between shadow desire and soul desire. One consumes you, the other completes you. And Scorpio, you are not meant for halfway love. You are not meant for ordinary passion. You are meant for a love so deep it feels written in the stars. But before the universe gives you that, it wants to know, can you say no to the shadow so you can say yes to the divine? The Black Moon's second test will bring choice disguised as temptation. Someone may appear who feels irresistible. A situation may arise that awakens your craving. Your body will say yes, your ego will say yes, your shadow will say yes, but your soul will know the truth. The question is, will you listen? Remember this, anything that costs you your peace is too expensive. Any love that makes you lose yourself is not real love. Any desire that chains you is not destiny, it's distraction. The Black Moon is not asking you to kill your passion. No, Scorpio. It's asking you to refine it, to channel it, to choose the kind of desire that builds your kingdom instead of burning it down. And if you pass, the reward is life-changing. The doors to a soulmate connection swing open. The universe aligns you with someone who matches your depth, your fire, and your spirit. Together, you don't just love, you create, you rise, you conquer. This is not a casual fling, this is divine partnership. This is the kind of union that elevates not just your love life, but your entire destiny. So Scorpio, the second test is here. When the fire of desire rises on September 23rd, will you let it consume you? Or will you master it and step into the love the universe has been saving just for you? The third and final test the Black Moon places before you, Scorpio, is the test of fear. And make no mistake, this is the most dangerous of them all. Because unlike power and desire, which you can see, touch and feel, fear hides in silence. It whispers in the dark corners of your mind. It doesn't always scream. It creeps in, disguising itself as logic, as safety, as practicality. But in reality, it is the single greatest thief of your destiny. On September 23rd, the Black Moon will lean in close and whisper lies into your ear. You're not ready. You'll lose everything if you try. It's safer to stay small, to hide, to wait. And if you believe those lies, Scorpio, the door to your blessing stays locked. Not because the universe didn't give you the key, but because you chose not to use it. Fear is the illusion that has held you back more times than you may admit. Think about it. How many times have you felt the spark to take a risk, to step into a new path, to claim something bigger, only to hear that quiet voice say, "What if it doesn't work?" That voice is not intuition. That voice is fear. And the Black Moon will amplify it, pushing you to your breaking point, to see if you will finally break free. This test will corner you into one simple decision. Will you let fear paralyze you? Or will you step into the unknown with courage? Fail this test, and you repeat cycles you thought you'd escaped. The opportunities stay just out of reach. The abundance remains locked away. The love you crave slips through your fingers. And you wake up weeks, months, even years later, realizing that fear stole what was always meant for you. But pass this test, Scorpio, and everything shifts in an instant. That locked door bursts open, and behind it waits everything the universe has promised you. Wealth that multiplies. Freedom that feels like breathing after years underwater. Soul awakening that reminds you exactly who you are. Understand this. Fear is not real power. It's an illusion. It's smoke. It only has as much control over you as you allow it to. And when you finally turn and face it, it dissolves. It disappears like shadows vanishing at sunrise. The Black Moon wants to know, will you choose courage even when your heart is racing? Will you move forward even when you don't have every step figured out? Will you leap even when you don't see the net? Scorpio, this is where your nature becomes your weapon. You were not born timid. You were not born weak. You were born as the sign of transformation, the scorpion that survives, the eagle that soars, the phoenix that rises from fire and ash. Fear cannot chain you unless you allow it to. On September 23rd, you may feel pressure. You may feel the weight of doubt pressing on your chest. But remember this, the pressure is not here to destroy you. It is here to prove you. The universe will not hand greatness to someone who hides. It gives greatness to the one who chooses courage when everything inside screams to retreat. Think of fear as the final guardian standing in front of your destiny. You can bow to it, stay in the shadows, and live small. Or you can look it in the eyes and walk past it, unlocking everything that has been waiting for you. This is not about being fearless. It's about moving forward even with fear in your veins. That's real courage. And that's the choice the Black Moon demands of you. Scorpio, the third test is the most critical. If you rise above fear, you win it all. If you give in, you lose, not because you were unworthy, but because you never tried. So when the black moon whispers, when it tells you you're not ready, smile. Because that whisper means you are standing exactly where your breakthrough lives, and the only thing left to do is step through. Scorpio, the black moon isn't random. It's not just a shadow in the sky, it's the cosmic audit of your soul. On September 23rd, every choice you make becomes amplified. Every action either breaks a chain or forges a new one. This is why the stakes are higher than ever. If you fail these 3 soul tests, power, desire, and fear, your destiny stalls. The universe won't punish you, but it will mirror your choices back to you. And here's what that looks like. You repeat karmic cycles you swore you'd left behind. The same betrayal returns, only in a different face. The same toxic relationship reappears dressed in new clothes. The same financial struggle resurfaces, louder, heavier, and harder to escape. You attract betrayal, not because the world is against you, but because you've ignored the warning signs. The black moon has a way of showing you who's loyal and who's playing with your energy. Fail the test, and you invite snakes into your circle. People who smile to your face but poison your name when your back is turned. You lose opportunities that were already written in your destiny. Money you could have received slips away. Love you could have claimed passes by. Power you were born to hold gets handed to someone else who dared to say yes when you said no. But Scorpio, hear this clearly. The black moon doesn't only threaten, it also blesses. Because for every consequence of failure, there is a reward for victory. Pass the first test of power, and suddenly influence returns to your hands. People begin to recognize your worth. Opportunities for leadership appear, whether in your career, your business, or your personal life. Doors that were locked swing open because the universe can finally trust you with authority. Pass the second test of desire, and the chains of heartbreak dissolve. Instead of toxic love that drains you, you magnetize a soulmate, someone aligned with your spirit, someone who feeds your growth, someone who builds with you instead of breaking you. This is not lust, this is divine partnership. Pass the third test of fear, and your world explodes with blessings. Fear is the only barrier between you and your true destiny. And when you rise above it, when you finally act with courage instead of hesitation, the universe rewards you with freedom, financial freedom, spiritual freedom, emotional freedom. Money begins to flow in unexpected ways. Love aligns so deeply, it feels fated. Power returns no longer as control, but as confidence and influence. And most importantly, your destiny as the soul warrior of 2025 becomes unlocked. The black moon is not your enemy, Scorpio. It is the mirror. It shows you who you are, what you fear, and what you're capable of. September 23rd will either repeat your history or rewrite it forever. The choice is yours, Scorpio. September 23rd is not just another day on the calendar. It is the day of reckoning. It is the day of awakening. It is the day of transformation. The black moon is not here to entertain. It's here to reveal. And it has chosen you, Scorpio, because your soul carries a destiny too powerful to stay hidden. 3 soul tests stand before you: the temptation of power, the shadow of desire, the illusion of fear. These tests are not avoidable. You cannot outrun them. You cannot hide from them. You cannot escape them, but you can conquer them. And when you do, your entire reality shifts. Imagine yourself standing at a cosmic door. Behind it lies everything you've prayed for: financial freedom, divine love, unstoppable influence, unshakable peace. But that door has 3 locks, and only by passing these tests will the keys appear in your hands. The question is not whether the black moon will test you, it will. The real question is, will you rise through the fire, or will you let the fire consume you? Scorpio, you are not ordinary. You were not born to settle for mediocrity. You were not placed on this earth to live in shadows. You were born as the soul warrior, the sign of transformation, the one who carries death and rebirth in your DNA. This is your prophecy. This is your initiation. This is your chance. If your spirit feels this message, don't let it pass you by. The Black Moon speaks only once, and those who ignore it remain trapped in cycles they were meant to break. But you are ready. Drop a Scorpio in the comments if you're ready to rise through the Black Moon's fire. Let the universe see your commitment. Let your declaration echo into the cosmos. Like this video if you feel the prophecy calling you. Your energy fuels this mission, and every like tells the algorithm that the chosen souls are gathering. And subscribe, because Scorpio, your story is just beginning. September 23rd is only the first chapter. The cosmic revelations of 2025 are vast, and you are meant to hear them all. This is not the end. This is the door. And the moment you step through, your destiny begins to unfold. So Scorpio, the fire is here. The test is here. Your soul's rebirth is here. The question remains, will you rise?